Hey guys, what's up? I picked up a copy of this game, Moscow 41, by Vento Novo Games. It's an old game from 2016, but it's new to me. I think I got some kind of special edition or something because I got these metal planes that represent German bombers, and there's some Ju-88s in there and a couple of these big, probably some HE-111s, I'm thinking. I don't know. Not that it really matters, I don't think, for gameplay. This also comes with a bunch of wooden bits. Some of them you have to put stickers on. And some more. Oh, these are the Russian bits. These discs represent some kind of supply status. The red cubes are control markers, and the these red lines here are defensive lines. And then you have a bag of markers for the Germans. A bag of dice, 4 each, black and red. Then you get these nice bags to keep your wooden pieces in. I'll open up this one here if I can with one hand. The game came with 2 sticker sheets. One had standard NATO symbols on it. The other had like pictures of like tanks or pictures of infantry, whatever the case may have been. And I went with the picture of the men. And like any block game, you know, it starts this way and you take a hit, you turn it, and then you turn it and you notice the circles get decreased as it takes hits. Also, the color of the circle means what they hit on. And the number of circles is the number of dice. The color of the circle is the number that you hit on. It could be anywhere from 4, 5, and 6 to just 5 and 6 or to just 6. That looks like some kind of infantry unit. Here's another infantry unit. And that collar band here, that yellow band, denotes the headquarters. And then you have headquarter units, which will have a picture of a commander on it. And the stars represent, I think the stars are what represent the number of actions or orders or something you can do. And then once you get to the heart symbol, you have to replenish. And that takes like a whole turn just to replenish all your guys. Some more. I'm trying to find a tank unit. Here's another commander. Or headquarters unit, I should say. Here we go. There's a tank unit. I think the red circles hit on 4, 5, and 6. The white circles on just 5 or 6. And then the black circles, I think, only hit on 6. So yeah, I went with those instead of the NATO symbols. I mean, if I'm going to play a block game, I'd like to see like a photo or a representation of the vehicles. Grossdeutschland, I think, maybe. GD. But it's an artillery marker. So yeah, I just went with these icons. There's one of Hitler in here somewhere. I want to, if I can find it easily enough, which I probably won't be able to, because I want to see if YouTube gets mad if I show a picture of his. There he is. He's like the supreme command. Now, he's the only one that you can rotate to refresh all the other commanders or headquarters. But that's his block. And then, of course, the Soviets get a bag of blocks as well. I just made a mess in here, didn't I? Well, all right. Then you have a glossy rule book. Lots of illustrations. Big font. Big font. 2 columns per page, lots of pictures, lots of illustrations. It's not a bad rule book to look at. I believe it's set up as the sequence of play is. So the way the rules read is as the sequence of play would play. And it's not a bad rule book. I've heard some people have some problems finding things, but you know, that's part of being a wargamer, I guess, kind of. Then there's some player aids. This is the German player aid for Operation Typhoon. Here's one for the Wehrmacht's Last Gasp. And then this is for the Road to Moscow. I believe this one here is the campaign game. No, this is the Soviet. Wait, yeah, that's the Soviet one. No, that's the German one. This is the Soviet one for Operation Typhoon, Wehrmacht's Last Gasp, and then the Road to... Yeah, the Road to Moscow is the campaign game. So you have two scenarios, Operation Typhoon and the Wehrmacht's Last Gasp, and then you can play the entire campaign. And each player has one of these cards. They're more of a card than a player aid because you have to use them to set your pieces on and so forth. Oh, here's the player aids. There's one for each player. Got your sequence of play on it. Pretty nice, pretty self-explanatory. Some illustrations on the back explaining the counter or the blocks and what all the numbers mean. See, they use the NATO symbols. I didn't use the NATO symbols. But that's a headquarters unit. Just got a Z in it. I want to see a man's face. I want to see who was leading that. Anywho, yeah, this is your sequence of play right here. Each side gets one. And then your map. Yeah, big mess. Yeah, bigger mess coming up. There it is. All right. But none fell on the floor. That's a bonus. So the map is it's a cardstock map. Really pretty thick cardstock map. And probably want to put this under plexi. And it's broke up into areas. The circles here, the circles denote the terrain. I believe these gold circles here is like a forested or rough terrain, and then the green circles are open terrain. I'm not sure if there's any other kind of terrain. I believe the stars denote victory point locations. Here's some initial setup information, where units start, where defensive lines start. There's the weather track. Or no, this is the road to Leningrad. You can also play, or you'll want to play on this. You'll have to divert forces towards Leningrad, but the closer they get, I guess the better off it is for the Germans. There's also a weather. Oh, the weather track might be on the player cards. But anyway, guys, that's a quick look at Road to Moscow 41. And I've the only block games, and to be honest with you, they don't really count as... The only games I have with blocks are like not Memoir 44, but these here. Commands and Callers, Ancients, Medieval, Samurai Battles, Napoleon, all that stuff. That's the only block games I ever played, because... and they're not really block games. You just have blocks as pieces. This is a true block game where you have the fog of war, where your opponent doesn't see what you have until you guys get involved in mixing it up. And I don't know how big of a fan I am of a game like that. I'm thinking it'll probably tend to frustrate me and piss me off real good. But we're going to give it a shot. I may end up liking it, or it may end up pissing me off enough that I'll play it until it doesn't. Thanks again for watching.